Hey everybody, Finnegan Links here, and I'm going to be streaming my art and me drawing while I listen to this one YouTuber that I just discovered, who's a Warrior Cats YouTuber, whose name is Gray Whatsit. And I'm like, wow, this person must be really popular. Then I see she has like 350, 80 something subscribers. I'm like, no, she needs more. So this is a stream to draw and hopefully get myself attention because I'm an attention whore. And also promote Gray Whatsit because she's a really cool YouTuber who I like. We have similar opinions. I've never met her, never even talked to her. I just discovered her like 20 an hour, okay, a day ago. And so I was like, okay, well, I'm planning on streaming. Might as well promote her to get her attention. Not get her attention to me, give her attention. But yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay, so okay. Turned on screen share. And be okay. So here we go.
Cinderpelt is my love, but Alderheart, Little Cloud, and Yellowfang are pretty awesome as well. 12. Overrated character. You know who I'm gonna say, but I'll say it anyway. Jade Feather. Watch the video before you yell at me for hating, okay? 13. Underrated character. I do love my boy Brackenfur, not gonna lie, but past that, Pebbleheart's a sweet character, and I mean sweet as in nice as well as cool. He's just good at his job and chill, and I don't hear people talk about him much. 14. Favorite minor character. Same as before. I also really liked One Eye when she was still around. Cool old ladies are also my weakness. 15. Favorite pairing. Ravenpaw and Barley. Oh, you want a straight pairing. Brackenfur and Sorreltail. 16. Least favorite pairing. Leafpool and Crowfeather, Blindlace and Cinderheart, any pairing involving Ivypool or Dumbwing. Favorite friendship. Firestar and Graystripe, Leafpool and Sorreltail. 18. Favorite moment. Any of the really unexpectedly funny moments are great, but especially Tall Shadow calling Moonshadow out. I love it so much. 19. Most tragic death. A tie between Greywing, Cinderpelt, and Ravenpaw. I sobbed for all of their deaths, and I'm still not over it. 20. Favorite battle, fight scene. I like the final battle in the Darkest Hour. It just feels like the big final conclusion we've been building up to, with loads of cats from every clan, and Star Clan, and outside threats, and everything. I know the fight against the Dark Forest is like that, but it's just not the same. That took some time. It was pretty fun, and thank you to Blixme for tagging me, even if it wasn't directly. If she has time or even wants to, I'll tag Jennifer. Otherwise, whoever hasn't and wants to is just fine. See you guys later.
Ooh, why she doesn't like Jade Feather. This should be fun.
This is going to get me some flack from a few different analysts, and perhaps it's not such a good idea so soon after wading into the World of Warriors analysis, but I want to say my piece. Jade Feather's pretty much an asshole, and I really don't like him that much.
Amen, sister.
This is strictly opinion-based, and I'm not saying I hate him. He makes good points and can have fun lines. Even so, give me my time to make my statement, and no one needs to agree or disagree with my own personal feelings, as the points I make may be the person in question likes Jade Feather as a character. With that out of the way, I'll start with what I do like about him, alright? Is that fair? I do like his independence. He wants no help from anyone, knowing that just because he's blind doesn't mean he's helpless. Honestly, the fact that he's one of the three and holds an important position in the clan hierarchy is kind of a message of hope for disabled fans reading about him. I'll come back to that point a little bit later, though, so keep it in mind. When he's not being scathing and abrasive, his lines can be really funny. Calling out StarClan for vague prophecies is something everyone's long wanted to say, and though it does nothing to actually clear up the prophecy, it's a bit of a relief from blind, excuse the term, faith. even if the prophecies are somewhat simple to parse the general meaning of, but I can't say such for everyone. Also, when he was J-Kid, he was ridiculously cute and endearing. He was a kid with a disability that didn't understand why he was being treated differently, and that frustration felt organic, because he was still a, mostly, happy, adventurous, playful kid. I even have to praise the first few chapters of the site, and I won't be the first person to do so. When I first read it, back when it first came out, I didn't notice that nothing written from J-Kid's perspective was described by sight. It's scents, feelings, sounds, and the only time he sees anything is when he's dreaming post-accident. You never notice until he says it outright. Once he becomes J-Paw, however, he's desperate to become a warrior despite his blindness, and to their credit, Firestar and the rest of the clan are willing to try and accommodate him. They give him Brightheart as a mentor and Longtail as an advisor, who try their absolute best to help J-Paw achieve his dream. And he is, pardon the language, an actual to the both of them. I understand feeling patronized and the frustration that comes from it. You aren't incompetent in the slightest, and it feels like people are trying to tell you things you already know and giving you tasks that are child's play for you. Even then, they're trying their best. No one person is going to have the same experiences, but when they're jumping through hoops to try and help you achieve your goals, to try and understand, that deserves at least a little bit of sympathy. After all, wasn't that meant to be your power, J-Paw? He's even caustic towards Leafpool once he and Hollypaw switch apprenticeships. He never wanted to be a medicine cat, and he feels forced into it just because of his disability and a bunch of dead cats saying so. Which is understandable, because I'd be pretty pissed too. But this is a pretty hard, albeit necessary, lesson to learn.
But sometimes, you just gotta know when to bail.
He can't be a warrior, and that sucks. Even
Nice
so,
use
he
of
has
Steven
abilities
Universe
and
reference.
powers that let him into minds and emotions. He was meant for this position, and that's the hand he was dealt. In Leafpool's words, he needs to deal with it. This attitude hardly improves further into his apprenticeship, and even when he becomes a full medicine cat with his own apprentice. Oh yeah, there's no forgetting his raking of Alderpaw and Twig through the coals. Reminds me of some English teachers I've had. Now that I think on it, he's a Dr. House XP. Terrible bedside manner, cynical yet witty, on occasion, generally an asshole to everyone, including his own crew, but still a medical genius.
Yeah.
And I never liked Dr. House either, so there we are.
Yeah.
You had the crotchety, those really messy yellow thing. Her tongue was sharp,
I'm
but
gonna
she didn't
move
suck
that
fools
stuff,
gladly.
but stack it
Even so,
neatly.
for all
Maybe
the
sleep on
curmudgeonly
that thing
ways,
over there.
Okay.
And you can put that curtain down. You know how to put the curtain down, don't you? Okay. God, all my cat kitchens are no.
Sorry about that, guys. That was my grandmother coming into the room. So much apology. So much apology.
I believed in Yellowfing's devotion to medicine and her clan. She even had a power like Jay Feathers, though that was really only shared in the special edition that said he was really awful. She even trained as a warrior prior to switching paths, all because of her destiny. She fought it like he fought it, though she takes to it well. Jay Feather, though, has none of her warmth underneath the barbs. Any emotion I feel from him seems artificial unless it's loathing, annoyance, or angst, whether it be from his romance with Half Moon to him playing around with his brother in Bramble Star Storm. Switching from warrior to medicine cat isn't uncommon either. Hawkheart, Cinderpelt, and even Alderheart started out with warrior training with little to no angst about switching over their focus. Oh, we'll talk about Cinderpelt. Remember when I said Jayfeather could be a kind of role model for disabled fans of the series? That's for Cinderpelt, and I'd say even more so. What happened to Cinderpelt was an accident. She just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, falling into a trap meant for someone else. For a long time, as she recuperated in the medicine den, Cinderpelt felt worthless and hopeless, especially as she learned she could never be a warrior. Being given the chance to become a medicine cat was more than just something for Cinderpelt to do with her time. It gave her a reason for hope, and she regained her enthusiasm and love for life that she once put fully into her warrior duties. Not once did she let her disability slow her down, or let presumed pity sour her attitude. She wanted to be a warrior, but when her path diverged, she accepted what was before her. In the end, she got to be a warrior, just for a few moments. Which is why I'm upset about the whole Cinderheart Cinderbelt thing. Oh boy. This can even apply to Briarlight, who, after becoming paralyzed, had a new reason to keep going, though she never be a warrior. Despite some understandable depression, she keeps up being cheerful and helpful whenever she can. This goes for Brightheart as well. Jayfeather becomes cynical and angry about everything, though he was born blind. He wanted to be a warrior, and even far into his full medicine cat status, he rages about it not being fair, about this not being what he wanted. His skill and talent means nothing if it doesn't help what he wants. In the end, it isn't that I hate him, because I really, really, really don't. I just find more things to dislike than to like. Still, I might just be a hypocrite. My favorite is Hollyleaf. At least they aren't Breeze Pelt.
Ooh, okay. Put one.
This one is a request, but it's never occurred to me how much sense it makes to do it. Let's talk about Briarlight for a bit, shall we? Before I get too far into her character, I want to relay some information to you. It's personal, and it really shows how much Briarlight means to me as a character. Okay. On December 4th, 2015, my mother woke up. She had some coffee, put on some workout clothes, and went to work out with her wife. After an hour or so, she came home, showered, got dressed for work, and went in with me in tow. We worked, still work, at the same place, owned by a family friend. 2.5 hours later, she was in a hospital bed, in considerable pain, unable to move or feel her legs. She lost her job. My other mom lost hers because she had to take care of her. We spent Christmas in the hospital. As we lived upstairs, she could not live in our house, and after 3 months of stress and indecision, we lost that house we lived in for 4 years, and had thought we would live in for much longer. The three of us packed into a home already full of 4 other people for the next 6 months. She still hasn't regained full use of her legs, nearly a year later. That's not to say that all this is misery. She can use a walker now and drive. I saw her walk around big stores like a clothing retailer and a grocery store, needing only a few rests, and that was recently. She has 2, albeit part-time, jobs. She's one of the best, strongest women I've ever had the honor to know, next to her wife, my other mom. If I could be even a fraction of one of them, I'll have achieved greatness. Okay. Now that I'm done crying, Briarlight means something to me, whether I like her or not. Let's get that right out of the way. She will always mean something special, and so will Millie for her reactions, because I reacted the same way when my mom was paralyzed. Maybe I'll get to Millie on another episode. Anyway, I really like Briarlight. Even before her accident, she was cheerful and determined. She was ready to be a warrior and had more than proved herself to be capable. In Fading Echoes, just after Briarlight gets her warrior name, Dovepaw wonders how she could be so cheerful, and later on, we realize that she isn't deep down. She's angry, scared, and sad, full of despair of what was robbed from her. Why is Briarlight so cheerful? What else could she be? If she weren't, if Briarlight had given up hope, refused to work hard, had let her sorrow swallow her up whole, she wouldn't have lived as long as she has, and she definitely wouldn't have gotten stronger, even if she managed to live. When your life has fallen apart and you see no way out, you can either laugh or cry. Crying won't get you anywhere. If you stay determined, work hard, and keep looking for one foothold at a time, you can come back from rock bottom. Not easily, and you will slip and fall back a lot. But you can do it. Briarlight does slip. She yells, she wallows, she refuses food or treatment. She feels worthless and hopeless.
Hopeless.
I know my mom did too.
Sorry, Hamilton reference.
They don't want me to hear it, but I've heard it. If Briarlight had been cheerful all the way through, she wouldn't have been imperfect, and only an imperfect character is relatable and interesting. It's because of her occasional dips that I love her, and because of her perseverance that I cheer her on. She even finds new purpose, helping Jayfeather in the medicine den, playing babysitter to the kids, and keeping elders company, as well as doing other odd tasks that don't necessarily require someone able-bodied. It's even great representation, following the trend of Jayfeather, Cinderpelt, and kind of being an asthmatic warrior cat. Greywing is fully capable, helpful cats despite their disabilities. Disability does not mean you are any less in any way. Also, yes, I've read the thing talking about how she should be dead already or killed off very soon. I know it's warriors and everyone dies, but honestly, if cats can splint broken bones, create fort-style camp defenses, literally have 9 lives as leaders, and have 3 cats with special supernatural abilities in order to stop the dead from destroying the living, I think you can handle a disabled cat for a little while longer. I was doing so well. No, don't mind me, I'm just thinking. Why do I care about SkyClan? I never used to. I mean, I liked Firestar's quest when I read it the first time because, whoa, a new clan! Wow, a big journey out of the forest! Awesome, maybe Firestar can pull his head out of his tailpipe and actually focus on his alive mate. No luck there, unfortunately. But they were just kind of there after that. I don't love them, I didn't hate them, they didn't bother me. They were just part of the world. And somewhere I didn't have to listen to Jayfeather's whiny POV. But this year, or more accurately, since I became president of the fandom, I started to really care about them. As I'm writing this, I don't really know why. Wow, another Gray opinion piece where they don't know what they're talking about. What a shocker. You call yourself an analyst? I know. I'm likely more disappointed than you are. Is it a pitying kind of care? I reread some of the SkyClan books and read Hawkwing's Journey. I did a video on it. Go check it out. Warning, spoilers. Everything bad happens to them. The first SkyClan was pushed out by the other 4 as they go on a long journey through the gorge, some splitting off before they ever even leave their old territory. The rats come and kill so many so savagely that the rest break apart, and old SkyClan is dead. When it comes back, they deal with the rats again, and it's only thanks to Firestar that they managed to defeat them. Except they fight rats again and keep losing warriors to 2 lakes, and there's a blood where cats die, and Soul shows up for an entire series, and... Okay, this is turning into an abridged, and also how much can one clan go through? How about we ask Shadow Clan? Yeah, they're not doing so hot at the moment. Is it because they're, to use TV tropes for a moment, the butt monkey of the whole series? I don't think so. I mean, if I didn't care about them, I wouldn't feel bad enough to care about them in the first place. Is it because they're really silly? Well, they certainly are. Any clan having the names Harvey Moon and Billy Storm is pretty silly. The entire concept of daylight warriors is ridiculous, especially since it goes against clan law. And song as a suffix? Do they even know what a song is? Anyway, not really. I mean, yeah, they are pretty funny, but I don't laugh at them in a mocking or hurtful way. It's not laughter at their expense, but more in like an affectionate, oh, you're silly, but I still like you kind of way. Is it because they're different? I think so. What a cop-out, Gray. You can't think of something interesting and important to say, so you just go with that? Why can't you be like other analysts, like Sphinx? Okay, thank you for mentioning her channel, because she's great, but that was super hurtful, and I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. Yes, it's because they're different. They aren't quite a clan. Sure, they say they are, have kind of the same naming style, but they're all alone, have gatherings all alone, have strange names, and you don't quite follow clan laws. Oh my god, they're a tribe. And I did say I like tribe books. But more seriously, they aren't a clan, but they aren't some colony of loners. They do have a set structure and rules they themselves follow. Sure, they are not stable at all, just read Hoffman's Journey for that, but they're something else. Both clan and colony, but neither at the same time. And if you know me very well, or just heard that meme I did on Twitter, you know how much I identify with that. I care about the Sky Clan because they're different, and I'm different. And as such, I feel a connection with them. It'll be interesting to see how the Stock Fight Clan fits in back at the lake, because we know they will rejoin the other four, and for once, they'll be important. Here's to the next 4 books. Maybe see that being different isn't necessarily a bad thing. Also, yeah, this is a response to Neil's video about Sky Clan. Go watch it, it's great, and she's great. Bye! As payment for a wonderful commission, I promised Rainpath5466 a video. Thanks for the idea, and thank you very much for the art. I've been tasked to talk about Mothwing, and honestly, it was actually first on my list of topics for videos. Granted, it was going to be a little bit different, but Mothwing is Mothwing. So, on to the point. Is Mothwing a good medicine cat? Well, before we dive into that question, let's ask one a little more broad. What is a good medicine cat? To answer that, we'll need a final question. What are the duties a medicine cat is supposed to perform? Starting point. I'm going to go into more detail surrounding the medicine cat code in a future video. If someone else doesn't get to it first, you know who you are. But we'll go with the basic duties for now. A medicine cat is part doctor and part clergy. That is to say, while they are responsible for the physical and mental, education, well-being of cats, they are also responsible for communing with religious figures and retrieving and parsing messages given to them from higher powers. A great medicine cat would not only be an excellent healer, compassionate towards every cat and knowledgeable of illnesses and their varied cures, but also a devout follower of Star Clan, able to decipher the clues given to them to a great, although not perfect, degree. At least, according to the basic duties. I can't say I know of any medicine cat that fits that to a T. More often than not, though a cat may be an excellent medic, they may fail in their religious duties, misinterpreting signs a la Cinderpelt's fire and tiger sign. Possibly they may be simply passable at both healing and communing with Star Clan, like Alderheart or Puddleshine, though the latter may be excused as a result of his rushed training and random apprenticeship. A poor medicine cat would not make it long past apprenticeship, as the healing duties are the most important to the clan directly, and if they were not performed well, a cat may not be deemed fit for the position. Alright, so we have the categories now. Great, good, okay, and poor. We can work with this. A little organization does not hurt, especially in analysis. Back to the original question. Is Mothflight a good medicine cat? I'd say she is. She doesn't believe in Star Clan, no, but not many can argue she's anything but an excellent healer for her clan. Mothwing seems to be the one cat, with a few exceptions, to have the herbs and the knowledge to help the other clans when they're falling short. She takes her duties quite seriously and works tirelessly in order to help her clanmates. Yes, there was trouble before Willowshine, during the New Prophecy and Hawkfrost plot, requiring meddling from Leafpool as Mothwing could not receive the warnings from Star Clan. However, with Willowshine making up for a lack of faith, River Clan is in no worse shape for it, save for things out of any cat's control like a drought or a massive storm. Mothwing is not a great medicine cat. She can't do many of the duties she's tasked with. Even so, she's dedicated to what she can do, and her atheism does not detract from her skill with medicine. You have your beliefs, I have mine. The cats you see in your dreams guide and protect you in ways I have lived without. I'm skilled at healing and caring for my clanmates, and that has been enough to serve my clan. I realized the Mothwing didn't believe in Star Clan quite quickly. I never saw any reason to challenge her. I could tell she was going to be a good medicine cat. She was smart and calm and kinder than I was to cats in pain. Being a medicine cat is first and foremost about serving her clan, and I knew that Mothwing would do that with every beat of her heart. These are both quotes from Misty Star's Omen, and I know they're what I just said, but they're in-universe justification and why I like Mothwing and her characterization. She has her beliefs, and her clan has theirs. Respect what others believe, and respect each other. I think that's a good lesson. Don't you?
Let's see if Gray Whatsit has anything else.
Okay, we're gonna dive in with some big.
Eliza.
Squirrel
I like
Fight is
Hamilton.
Definitely the best deputy ThunderClan could have. Yes, I know. Sweet Brackenfur has been there forever, and he's a level-headed cat, dependable and able to lead under duress. He was even wise and thoughtful as an apprentice, all the way back in the first arc, and I love him to death. But first arc, yeah, he's older than Bramblestar, just a few moons younger than Graystripe. He was already born and into the wild. As great as Bramblestar would be, I just don't think he'd be the best choice for leader, or even deputy at this point. Squirrel Flight isn't a super young cat, but she's in her prime, experienced enough in the world to make wise decisions. Yes, she still has a temper, but, like her mother, it's cooled down since she was an apprentice, and she's become more reasonable and responsible as a result. Deputyship should not be given to just any senior warrior. It's an earned position given to those showing true leadership potential, which is exactly what Squirrel Flight does. But she's too bossy. You mean she's good at telling other cats what would be best for them to do at that moment and organizing other duties around that? Because I don't know if you know, but that's what a deputy does. They boss people around. Taking charge when necessary is not a bad trait to have. I mean, every other leader and deputy in the clans have done it. Bramblestar was bossy too, and the only fussing there was because Graystripe came back, not because of his attitude. She's Firestar's, and that's the only reason she's made deputy. So, if she's Firestar's daughter, she's Firestar's daughter. That doesn't change the fact that she's got great leadership skills. You can't help who your parents are, and calling nepotism when there is none is foolish. She won't be hard enough on Bramblestar if he does something wrong. Like, are you kidding me? This is Squirrel Flight we're talking about. She'd verbally claw his ears off if she thought he was doing something monumentally stupid. In fact, she did that a few times in Bramblestar's storm. And if you're worried about her being too hard on him, she agrees with him on certain ideas as well, after some discussion. A deputy is the second in command and the council on clan-wide matters. She's meant to be there to discuss options and plans with him, not only for leadership experience, but to make sure that the leader does what is best personally and globally. Deputies should neither be sycophants nor disparagers, but foils. It's because they're mates. Did you forget what I said about nepotism? Listen to that, and then come back. They were estranged when Bramblestar made Squirrel Flight deputy. Bramblestar felt betrayed and hurt, because a lot of cats did, but he realized something that a lot of others needed to. Squirrel Flight did what she did out of love for her sister, and out of love for her niece and nephews. She lied to protect people she loved, and she was the best cat for the job regardless. He knew that very well. Besides, everyone deserves a chance at redemption. But I don't like her. You don't have to. I don't like a lot of cats with important positions in the clans. Rowenstar or Jayfeather, for example. I still know that they have important, necessary positions in clan life and respect it. Also, sometimes we have to take a step back. It's fiction, my friend. It's not really getting worth so worked up. Next time I will render myself a hypocrite because I'm going to explain something to you, and it may get me in even more trouble with the pantheon of warrior fans on YouTube that are greater than myself in every way. Stay tuned, and please don't kill me.
So yeah, I'm gonna end my stream because that was all her content. And that was the main reason I'm doing this. Let me just sign. And then text. Okay. Let's see how big links make links hurt. Okay. So then this is my OC for Warriors that I'm finished making. So yeah, done. I'm gonna end the live stream now. Or maybe not now. Laptop's running really slow, so it may take a minute to end the stream. You guys can go ahead and click off for those who are watching in the future where Donald Trump's destroyed the world, and yet you somehow are watching my videos. Huh. Oh, okay. Sorry, forgot.